Hey guys, RP here from CryptoClarity, and as you could saw, I made this little heat map time-lapse thingy where you could see how is Bitcoin spreading. You could see like restaurants, like any kind of service which offers Bitcoin payment and was registered on this webpage called coinmap.org, and I think this is really interesting how it's actually spreading. I made some kind of something which is noteworthy. Like it might seem like it is like very spread because all the red zones in Europe and in the US are like very seemingly a lot, but if we zoom in a bit you can see that actually it's not that much. I mean, for instance, in Switzerland you see that like this bunch of 10 payment processings with Bitcoin. I mean 10 places where you can pay with Bitcoin are like a pretty big chunk when you just zoom out. Like this is basically 40 payment places or probably something like that. So this map is a bit misleading, I think, but overall it gives a pretty good picture of like the places where it's actually like getting known and getting used. So that's one thing. We have overall 10,000 like places where you can pay with Bitcoin registered on this website, and I made some interesting things regarding the spreading of Bitcoin. How does it spread and stuff like that. So I made this sheet where I got out all the transactions per day for Bitcoin, so how many transactions are made per day, and I got out the price. So what is the price? I wanted to see if there's any relation between the transactions per day and the price, and I realized that there is none. I mean, as you can see, the top graph is the transactions per day and the bottom is the price, and as you can see, the transactions per day steadily rise while the price is kind of falling down in the 2015s. And yeah, so there's no relation with the price, and that's actually, I think it's actually very good, because that means that people start using Bitcoin more and more by itself and not because of the gambling kind of sort of thing. And it started to peak in the 2017s, I think, when the transactions per second became actually like close to the max. I made a little like chart here, and I approximately calculated out like how many transactions can you make per day with the normal Bitcoin network, with the SegWit adjusted network, and with the SegWit and 2 megabyte block kind of network. And these are just estimations, these are not correct, but and they are around this region, I think. And as you can see, like now we can only make like 60,000-ish transactions per day, and as you can see, like it peaked. Like you have even more transactions at some days, but it's actually on the peak now. So the SegWit implementation is right in time, I think. I mean, yeah, and also like the 2 megabyte blocks will help this. Also, I made some interesting researches, like I checked how many businesses are in the world and then how many businesses accept Bitcoin. And I know that this is not exactly realistic, but it's kind of close, I think. So it's 0.001%. So it's pretty small, but like I think you can get in this feeling when you are in the Bitcoin like forums and you are in the Bitcoin too much. Every friend of yours knows Bitcoin, your family knows Bitcoin, like the people who you talk to knows Bitcoin and knows cryptocurrencies. You kind of get in this false like world when everybody knows and uses it and stuff like that. And I think this is like a good reality check, that in reality only 0.01% of the businesses use Bitcoin actually. Also regarding the total number of transactions, with cards there is actually 287 million transactions per day with bank card, that is like debit cards and credit cards, and this was in 2015. And In Bitcoin today, we have about like 300,000. So that is like 0.10%, I mean 0.1% of the total transactions. So this is still very, 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 very much in its infancy stage. So that is something which is kind of, it somehow lost my vision about this. I somehow lost my vision about this and thought that like everybody knows about it and stuff like that, but in reality that's really not the case. Also, an important thing here, I think that just because businesses are going on here and businesses accept here, that doesn't mean that people don't use Bitcoin in other regions. Maybe they do for like private transactions and stuff. So this is obviously not for that, because you cannot really know from which region did who send any kind of like coin or something. So yeah, that's another important thing. And yeah, so here's actually like the list of like the current ongoing transactions, and as you can see, well, another transaction per second is like 3.52 per second. So yeah, that can explain why this was like so high. At some point, I mean, the transactions jumped over 300,000. Well, in any case, this is what I wanted to show you today. And yeah, so if you liked it, feel free to press the like button. If you would like to see more, subscribe. And yeah, have a nice day and everything. Cheers.